Uploading Nerdigans, this is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans, and today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Akane-banashi chapters 207 through 215. But before I get into this recap and live reaction, we are at war with YouTube's algorithm, and it is slowly but surely killing my channel. And in order to defeat this algorithmic beast, we need you to please hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because, of course, this channel, let alone this video, are not sponsored. And we ain't sponsored by Swishin, we ain't sponsored by Manga Plus, and we ain't sponsored by Viz. And considering how much we promote Manga Plus on this channel, it's kind of surprising, right? But if you love what we're doing and want to help keep me, my adorable, well, passed out kitty in front of me, and this operation, well, again, literally alive and kicking, so we can keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be news, analysis, or live reactions like this one. Feel free to hit up our Cash App, PayPal, links are in the description box below, as well as the link to our Patreon where we are doing our anime live reaction content, because unlike YouTube, where we constantly have to worry about getting a copyright strike for showing anything on the screen, well, Patreon, we don't have to worry about that. So we can have our full setup of the anime and manga side by side and have the audio to boot, which is not only great for busting a botched localization or two, but it's great for when we cover anime original content like, say, Digimon Beat Break. And the more views and subscribers we get on Patreon, the more anime we'll cover. And hell, if you're a $10 Patreon member, you get to choose the series we cover as well. And there is a stacked summer anime season in full swing, in which today we're going to be covering The 100 Girlfriends and Black Cat in the Witch's Classroom. We're also covering Yomi no Tsugai, Mare Machine Arumaka, Digimon Beat Break, Maybe Dust, Reiwa no Dara-san, Hanakimi, The Exiled Heavy Knight Knows How to Game the System, and Bleach, and there's even more on the way, including Akane-banashi. So please check out our Patreon. The links are in the description box below. So we're continuing on with the God of Death duel, with the conclusion of Akane's God of Death, and getting into Kaisei's. So let's get into 207 first, see what's in store for us today. And this chapter is titled Overdrive. Let's see. This is the conclusion she has reached. Death is capricious. It goes where it will and only takes. Ooh, and she collapses. God, that was so dramatic for that conclusion. Yeah. Ooh, Kaisei, you have a lot to live up to. Everyone is like just going nuts. That was wild. I mean, I only come to these things to hear Rakugo once a year. I honestly don't know the first thing about it, but even still, that was wild. Like, that's how, like, I think a lot of people feel about, like, going to Broadway, or going to, some people will feel about, like, going to, I feel like that's how some people felt like going to see, like, Chainsaw Man Rize, or, what was the other thing, what I was thinking of, or the Demon Slayer movie in theaters. It's like, these people don't normally watch anime, but, like, damn, they loved it. Like, that's what this guy is feeling, let's be real. Bravo, she's beyond wild. Well done, Akane Arakawa. Whew. So, why didn't you tell me you could do God of Death like that, huh? Well, hi again. Well, right, I'm amazed too. You are? I really wanted to craft an experience that's driving and powerful and collaborative with the audience, but this is the first time I actually surpassed what I imagined. Wait, what's up? Kugo Overdrive. What? I was learning the secret to the story-driven style, and it just wasn't really sinking in. So you're saying you just came up with the name for your technique? Yes, it's the core of the craftsman style is Rakugo Overdrive. Like, what do you think? Cool, huh? Oh my god, that's so cheese. You're acting so weird. Are you coming down from the high of performing? Yeah, maybe. That was my very first time getting to go all out in a huge stage. This whole time, in every competition. Another one of your famous training periods then. She's always been saddled with a unique challenge. You have to win this event with Jugamu. Changing time, I'm going to win with Dad's art. No laughing, the craftsman style. But this is different. There's nothing holding her back. She's a genius, using everything in her arsenal to win. The very first time we've ever seen Akane Arakawa at her peak. Huh? It's a comedy, not a ghost story? Just like Shiguma's killing of 500. Did you even notice when the captain made that announcement? The elation after the performance turns to certainty upon seeing its full contours. That was beyond wild. A legend, an incident, a tour de force. The more remarkable the performance, the longer it takes for the frenzy of its impact to register. Dude, I know. Like, I feel like it's like that kind of, oh God. I feel like the best comparison, at least in my personal experience, is like, I feel like I gotta make a sports comparison. I feel like it's either that or like a rock concert comparison, because there's a difference between like a baseball game is the best example. Like, there's a difference between watching baseball on TV and then going to the game in person. Like, on TV, it's boring as fuck. It's hard for me to watch baseball on TV. Football's a different story, because football's fun, okay? And also, I play fantasy football on top of that. But, like, when you go to the baseball game, when you go to the stadium, and you watch the game in person, it's just, like, there's the atmosphere of the crowd. Like, you feel the atmosphere from, like, the players and everything. And it's just, you have a beer in your hand, you're out in the sun. It's something about it, man. Like, that's kind of, there's the frenzy from that, especially if you're, like, at a playoff game. Woo, there's that. But then there's also, like, in terms of, like, a rock, if we're going to go the music route, like, a rock concert. Best example of this is, for me anyway, was when I heard Iron Maiden live for the first time. Because there's a huge difference between hearing, like, Iron Maiden or AC/DC or Metallica, like, on a CD or cassette or a vinyl, and then hearing them in person. It doesn't do them justice. So, like, I totally understand. I understand. I didn't know she had this in her. If this were a Shinoichi promotion test, I'd have cast my vote without a second thought. It's already hard enough to go second. So when that first half was an event in its own right, how will you distinguish yourself? Here we go. God of Death, duet, second half. Kaisei Arakawa, here we go. He takes the stage. This'll be interesting. Alright, so 208. What does Kaisei really feel? Well, the youngest, a genius flag bearer of the next generation. All the praise of a rising young star, and on the other hand, favoritism, precocious, flash in the pan, the target of jealousy and criticism. And this chapter is titled The Forerunner of All Flowers. God, this art is great. A remarkable, speedy pace has already exposed me to plenty of curiosity and attention. Mo-sensei, I have to say this too. I am so sorry that the anime has completely bastardized your art. I am very, very sorry. I wish Asahi Entertainment was doing the anime adaptation for Akane-banashi. If you want to know why, go watch Reiwa Nadar-san, and you will see why they should be doing the anime adaptation for Akane-banashi. They would be doing this art justice. And it's not just because it is the same studio behind Gashigo for Magical Girl. No. Go watch Reiwa Nadar-san, you'll understand. Because that is the kind of art that the art animation that's being used there, like the style, the genre, and also the soundtrack, that is literally what I want for Akane-banashi. It fucking sucks that we won't get it. But that's fine by me, because it means the plum blossom blooms before all others, heralding the coming of spring, the forerunner of all flowers. That is the basis for your name, the kanji for forerunner, and live, because you must be the flower that blooms before all others. That is you, Kaisei. The plum blossom stitched into my kimono is a sign of my determination. I have always lived up to this name, and yet what passes before me now is the plum has already bloomed. But when is it the Sakura's turn? Ani-san, I humble Kaichi Arakawa have come to cheer you on, Ani-san. Oh, you seem quite busy running back and forth between me and Akane-chan. Why must the comments be so prickly? And where is she, by the way? I took some motion sickness pills. They only do so much. She's trying to rest. I gather the Rocky's been doing a number on her. No, that's going to be fatigue from all that concentration. If it's a performance worthy of that kind of strain. You gonna lose then? Come on. Do you give all your seniors this kind of lip, or is it just to me? Oh, I thought you liked it that way. Shut up. Whatever, just watch this and you'll see that if there's one thing I don't need, it's your support. Mm-hmm. There's the eyes. Ugh! We've seen these eyes in the anime and they look like shit, by the way. We've just witnessed an event. The last god of death certainly left its mark on the crowd. And even if they don't all feel the same way, yes, here we go! The majority of the audience, including me, recognizes a major hurdle for any shoot showdown. Again? I've had my fill. We don't need any more gods of death! Woo! That's what they're saying. Is it the fault of the order? To complain about it would be the height of fragility. If, in this scenario, my master were to perform, the crowd would be roaring its approval. No, it's quite simple. The audience implicitly believes that I cannot overcome Akane Arakawa's god of death. He's had pole position for his entire generation as a Rakugoka, so this has to hit him hard. Someone below him in age and history. He's been labeled inferior to his junior. And also, it's a woman too, so that's gotta really hurt his ego. Forsaken by the crowd here to see him, his very identity trampled into the floor. It's a disaster. It might as well be over before it's even begun. Woo! But so what? Let's see why he named you the forerunner of all flowers. And now, please take a listen to my god of death. Dude, Kaisei actually kind of seems excited for this, I'm not gonna lie. Kaisei is going to give it his all. Alright, let's get to 209. Ooh, this color page with Kaisei is so pretty. There's a key! Woo! Oh my god. And this chapter is titled I Believe In. A delicate flower that blooms in the spring. My kitty is so delicate and cute. I think he's passed out over there somewhere. So, God of Death, the story of a man about to hang himself to escape his debts, who suddenly witnesses a god of death before him, and from there, well, I think you're familiar with it by now. It's a story that many different Rakugoka have told, each in their own way, but there are some parts that tend to be static. One of them is abandonment. Once the man has a full purse, he turns his back on his wife and child, and switches over to a newer, younger woman. You ever heard what happens to such a man already, of course. But, as the saying goes, blood is thicker than water. It's simply the way of the world. But the struggles that define the parent are often inherited by the child. Master, I finished cleaning the upstairs. Kinon, look at that! The sun's nearly down. Should it really take you so long to do one cleaning job? You've been in service for 2 years already. You ought to be better at this by now. Get it. Go on. Go and deliver this letter to the general store in Tsukiji. And don't you foul it up this time. Every day, it's nothing but complaints. I guess Dad got chewed out often, too. You klutz, hit your head on a block of tofu and die, and so on. I only inherited the bad parts. Bro, I feel your pain. I feel that person's pain on that. My God. I got all the fucking worst of the bipolarness of it all. I did. That was from my dad specifically. Oh my God. My late brother had, I will say this though, as bad as my bipolar and shit is, and all the other blessings that come with it, my late brother who passed away at the start of this year, like really had it bad. He had it under control for a while, his epilepsy, but because he wasn't as diligent as I was with and active in his healthcare as I was, well, it kind of was his downfall, unfortunately. God, but anyways, I'm getting so sick of it all. Maybe I should just die. The problem, I've been there before, bro. The problem is, how do I do it? The problem is how to do it, though. I shall show you how. What? Who are you? Who am I? I'm a god of death. Rather than a man struggling with debt, he's altered it to be about the man's son, the next generation. Taking the plot of the existing god of death and spinning it into something new, an adapted version of God of Death. There's even a variation in which the god of death encounters a male entertainer. This is still within the proper breadth of arrangement, and it suits the second half performer where it's most effective, but I can't envision the scenery. Not yet. Their minds cannot wipe away the image of Akane Arakawa's god of death. A failed Shinoichi promotion, a young star showing the first signs of flagging, the winner of the Zuin Prize, a rising talent coming into her own. Placed together in a situation that makes them equals, judged under the harsh lens of an elite audience, all seemingly designed to derive an answer to one question: who is the foremost young Rakugoka in Japan? You must be the flower that blooms before all others, Kaisei. My name is what represents me. If I lose myself. But I won't lose anymore. I won't let them take from me. That's why I chose this path for myself. I still have moves to play. Can't do songs. Ad-libs are out of the questions. No dance. There has to be. There's crowd work. Can't do crowd work. Ad-libs, dance, wrinkles, vocal impressions. Something. You'll be all right. A lone butterfly traveled across the Tartar Strait. That's a very famous one-line poem by the title of Haru of Spring. It speaks of the strength of a tiny butterfly crossing the treacherous sea. Doesn't sound like me, does it? Believe it or not, your mom did a lot of studying. Your name, Haru Ome, came from that poem. So that's his real name, is Haru Ome. You're going to be all right, Haru. You can get past any challenge. Ooh, Kaisei. What will you express? What do you want to say through Rakugo? I'm not the version of me that matches your ideals anymore. I believe the course I've traveled. I express myself, and with everything that I have, I will cross this sea. God of death? Ooh. This will be interesting. Kaisei is going to give his all to turn his overwhelming disadvantage around. What will happen next to his god of death? Let's see. Ooh, we're getting more of Kaisei's backstory. A considerate boy. Let's see, where are you? 210. 210 is titled, I Just Wanted Her to Smile. Even as a child, I had a grasp of certain facts. That my family was poor. That we were estranged from the rest of our relatives. Oh, that sucks! That the man who left us had already made a new family. Oh, that sucks! Yeah! That my mother, who always said it's fine, was not fine in the least. I wanted to make things better for her. To stare down the oppressive weight and lift it from her shoulders. Want me to teach you? If anything, it seems like he's off to a good start, but dude, this is going to get really personal. Sensuality, extra tricks, barring emotions. Kaisei Ani-san makes use of all of these tools to overwhelm his audience, but that was true of Akane's god of death too. The audience's hearts are still within the grasp of that god of death. I have no interest in who wins this, but I consider both of them to be valued comrades. I don't want either of them to come away feeling like a failure. Honey-san, I am a god of death. It's the challenge of a serious head-to-head competition. In this case, he can't change his story, and coming after a masterpiece like that one, even Kaisei has to admit, he can only do so much. God of death? What is that? Dude, that face is creepy. What is that? You never heard of the Grim Reaper boy? Never heard of the Grim Reaper boy? Oh, like the man who rents you a room? Wait, are you thinking of an innkeeper? Well, he switched into a humorous, Akane-banashi? Well, you're saying a god came down and showed itself? Just talk to me. Oh, wait. Sorry, let me read this again. You're saying a god came down and showed itself just to talk to me? This has never happened to me. Even if you're a god of death, that's still exciting, but I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Sorry. That's what my mom always says to me. Now, don't be so suspicious. As it happens, I know your father very well. We should be good friends, you and I. Oh, you know Dad? I see. Yes, I suppose a god would know everyone, but I'm not supposed to get involved with any worthless flunkies who'd willingly associate themselves with the kind of shameless man who abandons his family for a younger woman once he gets a bit of pocket change. It'll make me less of a man. Thank God they do not use incel. Thank God. That's what my mom always says to me. Sorry. That's quite a specific warning. Steadily, the crowd is warming up. Those are the eyes. Exhausted, gloomy, and without light. I've seen those eyes many times. Oh, sorry. Let me get your lunch ready. Here you go. I made it with hot milk instead of water. It's my own... That sounds so gross! Who puts milk in a cup of noodles? That's disgusting! It's my own recipe. Try it. Oh, right. I also bought a side dish to go with it. Fried chicken on sale. I'm sorry you have to do all this for me. I know you don't like living this way. Back then, I didn't have the strength to lift that weight from her shoulders. Instead, no, I'm fine. It's fun like this. It's always worth watching out for you, Mom. I tried to keep things light and cheery. I didn't want to give in to our pain. I want her to forget about it. You're stealing my line. When we were together, I just wanted her to smile. They've been forced to focus intensely, capped by a surge of adrenaline around after the first round. And deadly serious the entire time, which is why it's such a breath of fresh air to experience adorable childlike joy. Aww. It's like how a work meeting softens up when a kid barges in. Oh, dinner's ready, Dad. Aww. But it's hard to believe that Kaisei, of all people, would gradiate himself to the audience like this. Wait, hold on. Yeah, okay. Hence, adapting the story to be about a child, it's not about technique. It's the power of words that come straight from the heart. In any case, Ajiraka Mokuren Kiyoraisu Tegaretsu Nopa. Ooh, here we go. The crowd is ready to listen. This is where the story truly begins. All right. Show what they're worth. All right, Kaisei, let's show them what you got, Kaisei. Alright, so we're at 211, which is titled Favor. Kaisei is at a disadvantage against Akane's spectacular performance. What will the self-centered story be that he'll use to give it his all? Now, young Kinnon had learned the magic spell that sends a god of death away. When he was sent on an errand to a wholesaler, he managed to cure the merchant there of a terrible ailment. Ajiraka Mokuren Kiyoraisu Tegaretsu Nopai. They called him a boy genius, a great doctor, a living god. The stories only spread from there, and soon all had heard about this remarkable ability. Hey, boy! God of death? Ajiraka Mokuren Kiyoraisu Tegaretsu, no! Stop trying to send me away! So you forgot who I was, you little ingrate? You mean that you're that god of death? I'm so sorry. It was just an impulse. Fine, then. So tell me, why haven't you taken any payment? With what you've done for people, you should own an entire mansion or two by now. So you agree that it's being wasted, huh? Well, see, the thing is, the master told me I can't take money. He says too much money drives a person insane, and that I shouldn't try to get rich until I'm fully grown and a mature, well-rounded person. Convenient excuse for him. Weren't you looking for a means to die because you were sick of him telling you what to do? Well, yeah, he can be pretty scary at times, but it's all thanks to Master. Be fine, okay? When it was just me and Mom, and we had no other options, he took me in to work for him. He taught me the ins and outs of the job. Even when I was useless and everyone else turned a blind eye, he never gave up on me. He's talking about Isho. I owe him everything. I can't disregard his teachings. This is why it's good for boys to play sports. Because especially like boys that in single mother households, especially because boys need a strong male figure in their life. Fuck, even 2-parent households, fuck it. And having that order and discipline and have someone that can give that to them, that really does inspire them. And I mean, look at Kaisei is proof of that. Words spoken with truth based on personal experience. He's speaking for himself through the medium of Rakugo, the art of the personal. God. He's overcome the frosty perception at the start and earned the audience's attention little by little, but it's still lacking compared to Akane Arakawa's God of Death. Unlike the god of death he performed faithfully at the Shituichi promotion test, he's embellished the story greatly this time to delve further into the Rakugo, the core of the personal style, and demonstrate the result of his refinement. It's his will that holds the key here. How much of your story can you tell through this story? All right, let's see what he's going to do. Ajiraka Mokuran Kiraisu Tokuretsu Nopa. What is it that you want to say through God of Death? I've worked. All is well now. Master's illness is cured. Oh, what a relief. I was worried when I saw the God of Death at the pillow of Master's bed. Boy, why didn't you save me sooner? If you could cure this, you could have done so right away. Instead, you wasted your time in some cruel prank. I heard what you said. You were lamenting that if not for me, you could have made a fortune selling your services as a doctor. So you got back at me by watching my suffering, secretly gloating to yourself. I didn't. If not, God, this art is beautiful. Then why did you do such a thing? Mired and dead on the brink of death, a chance encounter with the God of Death brings new power. Overlapping my meaning with Master. It's why I performed God of Death at the promotion test. I wanted to express everything since that meeting. I've never forgotten a single ounce of the favor you've bestowed upon me, Master. There was a God of Death at your pillow. If it stands at your pillow, there is no saving you. But I tried all the same, racking what little brains I have to try to find a way that it might work. Because you are my savior. Aww, because I received so much from you. I wanted to show how well I could perform Rakugo now, to show that the days you spent on me were not wasted. I just wanted to be worthy of your favor. Kaisei really means this. Like, this is why he's not holding back. This is one of those times where, like, you're delving. This is a therapeutic situation happening here. After all this time, you're still prattling about gods. Enough, you little angry pecker things, and get out at once. Wait, no, Master! Master! The echoing screams are heart-wrenching. Master! Because you know what that pain feels like, and you know the fate that awaits him. You interfere with the God of Death standing at the pillow. You chose to switch his life with yours, and now you will die. Regardless of who it is, all I listen to is the art. How will you answer my question? Ooh, you understand, don't you? Ooh, what happened after he revealed himself? Let's see. So now we're at 212, which is titled I Have Something to Say. Kaisei's God of Death is approaching its climax. Does he have what it takes to reach the top? Well, how will you answer my question? You understand, don't you? It's all over. And now you will die. Not only did you not earn your master's gratitude, you lost your life doing it. All you gained were empty, heartless words. So, boy. It sure was worth repaying his favor, huh? Death with no fanfare. Her story spoke to the ephemerality of existence, but this one, by contrast, comes without mercy or sympathy. An utterly depressing and grisly death. Oh, God. But, like, here's the thing, though. Kaisei's death is God of Death situation is extremely relatable. It's even more ghastly than the last time I heard him do this, which, of course, means it's so tragic that, as an example of the art of the personal, the blade he wields that so menaces the listener is actually turned against himself. It's a self-flagellating performance, mining his own trauma to tell a story, and it only gets harsher as it goes on. Well, it's you know what? I'm going to say this in regards to that. Kaisei is probably feeling extremely liberated. Like, after this, he'll probably feel like a huge weight is off his chest. Watch. Now, light this from the embers, and your life will last longer. Go on. Do it now. Is this how you want it to end? You understand, don't you? You don't even have to ask. Of course I do. It's not enough to get past them. I need more. Expose it all. The feelings that bubble and boil beneath the surface. Ooh, what's he doing? I want to overcome the defeat of that test and bloom as the forerunner of all flowers, because that is my role. I know it was my job, but I left you alone at home late at night when you were still very young. My weekends were wasted with hangovers. I was a total wreck, and yet, Haru, you were always so sweet and caring, and I took advantage of that. I knew you were only putting on a brave face, but I was too busy with my own problems. I've always wanted to apologize for that. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know you wish you could have been a kid around me, but because I was such a mess, you had no choice but to grow up fast. You worked so hard. You worked so hard to play the role of Spring like your name, striving to surpass any and all challenges. Her life was so hard that I just remember my mom crying all the time. But I was too young to be any help to her. Every time I thought to myself, Mom wouldn't be going through this if she was on her own. This must be all my fault. That's right. It's because of me. If only I didn't exist. Those nights when I stayed up late cursing myself for so long and bitter. It's why I wanted to help support my mom, and why I wanted master's approval. Haruome, you could get past any challenge. The forerunner of all flowers, Kaisei Arakawa. Only by embodying the names I bore. That's why Kaisei was built up specifically to further Master Isho's goal as an embodiment of his ideals. Could I finally achieve restful sleep? God, this is so haunting. By fitting myself into the space someone else decided, I became myself. It's all a big joke. Bearing my soul and speaking my truth. We will be checking that. Thank God I have the raw. Hold on a second. Okay, so what it is actually, where is it? What does it say here? It's supposed to be like after exposing, or at the end, hold on a second, where the fuck? Where I have this here, hold on a second. It says at the end of laying my soul and for exposing my true self and telling my story. It says here that like that could be because I asked it here. Here it is. Okay. To expose or reveal oneself entirely and to lay oneself bare, and at the end of speaking. I really don't like speaking my truth. I really don't, because it just sounds so cringy. But technically it is right. I just don't like, because I'm telling you, the fucking activists have ruined speaking my truth. Fucking hate these people, man. I don't care what happens to me. I fucked this up. If my life was enough to save just one other, that is all I can ask for. Only to realize that I had no self at all. I don't care what happens to me. That's why you pushed me away. Don't rely on me. Walk your own path. That's what a Shinoichi does. You understand, don't you? If so, you could have used more words to make your point, you old bag of bones. Mm-hmm. See. What will you express? What do you want to say through Rakugo? I have something to say. Then you don't need those embers. You would be happy to die. Yes. Only by giving myself over to others could I find myself. But that was the past me. You colossal idiot. Let's see. He says to himself. He says that to himself. All right. Let's get to 213. Oh God, this color page. This is so pretty! Mo Sensei, I'm sorry! These fuckers bastardized your art! And this chapter is titled God of Death Inner. Kaisei's grand finale at the God of Death double banquet. A light illuminates the depths of the boy's despair. And here we go. Kaisei opens himself up during his performance. It feels like the breath is catching in my chest. As the father of a young boy and as the younger brother apprentice. God, I love this art! Because the medium of Rakugo can express different states of art, states of mind and heart. I just hope he can be vindicated. Honey-san, so you're just a good-for-nothing layabout and you'd be content to give up your life to save another? You would be happy to die? A bold, brave way to go out is what you thought I would say. You colossal idiot! You're not even worthy of death. The God of Death went to the embers himself. The last time I heard him perform this, the boy lit the candle, and then the god of death blew it out. He changed the ending, but why? The art of the storyteller changes, so does the story. So what do you have to say, Kaisei? If I lose myself. I understand the name Kaisei is so heavy that it makes you want to think that way. The forerunner of all flowers, but is that everything? Have you forgotten the feeling after an especially good show? That surge of elation, the hard work that went into being worthy of the name Kaisei, the quiet nights when the loneliness was crushing, the enjoyment of Rakugo that dispels those clouds. Do not discount everything you put into Rakugo and the art that has become your flesh and blood. Grow up! Don't be so childish. You have to base yourself and delegate your judgment of right and wrong to others. Now that tab must be paid. Death is the final destination of all living things, but you are unworthy of it. You have not even lived yet. Woo! Thoughts and emotions spilled from within. Deepening sympathy turns to investment and might recall memories from days past. Ooh, people are getting emotional. They're connected. Like, I'm telling you, Kaisei's story probably resonates with a lot of people. Like, whether they are, probably a lot of these people that are there are new money. So, like, rags to riches, that kind of thing. So they probably really resonate with Kaisei. Either that or if they've been, like, in an abusive home or something, or broken home, they totally resonate with this. And thus a personal story is elevated to timelessness, the core of the personal style, the harmonious whole. God, that's so pretty. Oh, this is so pretty. I hate that the anime, oh God, I swear to God, this, Akane-banashi, oh my God. Asai Entertainment, I beg you, please save this anime. Please save Akane-banashi, I am begging you. Combining outlook and words, carrying true personal emotion, plucking the heartstrings of those who hear it. The little pipsqueak, huh? You've really learned how to speak. Your terrible and ferocious power contained a reassuring backbone that my mother didn't have. I'm old enough now to realize that back then. I looked up to you. See, what did I say? Looked up to you in a paternal manner. Kind of like how athletes look up to their coaches. I indulged in your care, allowing myself to be a child. Look at that. It's well past nightfall. Take this with you. You'll need it to see. No, I'll be fine. I could get through the night on my own now. Is that so? Then I guess you don't need this anymore. Kaisei Arakawa, the story of God of Death Inner. Oh, a hug full of warmth. That was beautiful. I love that. Kaisei probably feels so free and liberated. So chapter 214 is titled Emotional Narration. Kaisei has finished his recounting of the God of Death, having gone all out. How will the audience react? How do they feel to notice something so simple? I feel so pathetic and frustrated and yet so fulfilled. Probably feels free. I put everything out there. To get through? Yeah, it did. I think people really appreciated that he put his soul out there. And as I said, like, a lot of people probably related to it. His story is very relatable. Remarkable turnaround. It's as though that funeral mood never happened. He bared himself to the crowd, exposing his frailty and weakness to all. An emotional narration. A new territory he explored in vivid detail under the spotlight. That sure hit hard. How about that? He always acts so aloof and smug, but he can act for shoot. I think it's supposed to be act for sure, but whatever. If there's one thing I don't need, it's your support, was what you said. Well, you certainly have me rooting for you super hard. I didn't ask for water. Hey, there you go again, being stubborn. Can you take an honest compliment, Ani-san? Did I embarrass myself up there? Just the opposite. Oh, you were cooler than you've ever been. You really uncovered a new layer of yourself, Ani-san. Oh, you're pushing it now. So harsh. A new layer. I put everything out there. The situation demanded that I approach it with every last ounce of myself, bringing me an epiphany. You understand, don't you? In that sense, I suppose it was all thanks to you. That was fantastic, Ani-san. What's that for? what's that look for? Just thinking. Sometimes it's nice to go searching for yourself. The stage really isn't the place to go searching for yourself. Well, I wanted to ask this yesterday too, but have you lost the ability to respect boundaries? Really, Ani-san? You of all people are going to say that? What does that mean? I don't know. In any case, it seems like they're both in good spirits, but it's got to be much harder to judge those performances. The true MC, Kibishi Arakawa, arrives. The god of death dual duet is decided by an audience vote. How are they supposed to choose? That's right, your votes will determine the winner. Choose the performer you thought was superior and write their name on your ballot. He makes it sound easy, but The Craftsman's World, A Story of Oneself, both were deeply engrossing. There was no clear gap in skill between them, and each was entirely unique, which makes this question a question of pure taste. It's got to make you wonder if such a four-shoot battle is really meant to be judged so casually. If I may be so bold, Kenbishi Arakawa would like to speak for the audience. Both performances were tremendous. In fact, it would be uncouth to judge one above the other. So just this once, don't muddy the issue. That is no way to end this evening. On the other hand, I suppose it might be cruel to force the audience to choose. If you don't mind, my friends, would you allow me? Ooh! The honor of determining the superior performer? Most appreciated. Let us call them back to the stage. The god of death dual duet will now receive its champion. Who will be the winner? Let's go! Alright, here we go. 2:15 is how the winner is. It's always been this way since the very beginning. Before the winner is announced, Ani-san could easily do anything that I couldn't. While I officially joined the school after high school graduation, I've actually been taking lessons since I was in elementary school. It kind of feels like I'm misrepresenting my background. He laughs it off, but I know how it feels because I was the same. The dedication it takes to be an apprentice as a child. You have not even lived yet. It seeps out through every pore of the story. The astonishing weight of so much time dedicated to one's art. I feel like I understand Kaisei Ani-san's strength and why it exists, but I have my own weight to bear. I have my own reasons to fight, to impress this man and surpass Kaisei Ani-san. If I can do that, I will be one large step closer to the end of the path I walk, to becoming a Shinoichi of the Arakawa school. Well, please, Akane-chan, now's the time. I will announce the results. As you all heard, there is very little separating these two. So how are we to measure them? The answer is by the ideals the Arakawa school seeks. Art that makes the masses take notice. The power to seize the listener's heart, shake it, and never let go. Whose art has been more impactful? That would be Kaisei. He seized and strung the hearts of an audience that grew distant, speaking with emotion that transcended the meaning of his words. It was entirely unlike my own art, but the sight of him embarking down a new path affected me. In no small measure, speaking as his master and mentor. Oh my God, is he crying? Words of praise for an apprentice who overcame a severe disadvantage and struck out on his own. The friction that developed between the two ever since the Shinoichi promotion test could not have come to a more satisfying conclusion. Hold your head high, kid. You've had an incredible... However, the root at the core of Kaisei's performance was his nin. The background is the story of his own life. By contrast, the one who performed Rakugo without ego and guided the listener so deeply into the depths of the story as to be unaware of it until the closing moments, the one who used sublime artistic strength and won over the audience purely as a Rokugoko was her. The difference at the root of these performances is what separates them, and thus I will declare the champion of the God of Death dual duet. Well, yeah, Kaisei Arakawa, sir. I might have lost today, but I'll catch up very soon. The winner is Akane Arakawa. A victory brimming with emotion. I'm very curious what you guys think. Akane's God of Death was really good. I understand Ishio's logic. I do. I do. I think the other thing too, I think he wants to push Kaisei more. I think he's using this as a way to push Kaisei even further. I don't think he, like, because because I understand, because Akane put her ego outside of this. She kept her ego in check. Whereas Kaisei did not. Kaisei let his ego kind of get the best of him. I understand that. I understand what he's saying. I do get it. I really... I think personally, I resonate with Kaisei's a little bit more because I can totally relate to it. But like the other thing though is not just that, it's like I love the therapeuticness of it. I do. I can't wait to see what the aftermath is going to be for Kaisei specifically. But yes, it is a total yin-yang motif as well. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you guys think, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. Love what we're doing. I want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more Akane-banashi content. If you wish, you could do that. Donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, Coffee. Purchase something off our Amazon wish list. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord. Friend us on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye.